Ready? Hi there. So, I got asked a really interesting question from our lovely patient Maxine. And Maxine was asking about when could she exercise? And very good question, because exercise is so important. I was just telling Maxine that there was an amazing study done over 100,000 people where they looked at the different types of exercise. They looked at cardio, they looked at weights, and they looked at a combination of the two. And just doing weights improved longevity. They were looking at longevity for all these forms of exercise. Weights increased longevity by about 20-something%. Cardio increased longevity by about 30-something%. The combination of cardio and weights increased longevity by, drum roll, 42%. 42%. So a combination of the two were amazing for the body. Now, how much cardio and how much weights? Well, they worked out about 3 hours of cardio is ideal in a week, over a 7-day period, and weights about 20 minutes to about half an hour of weights is ideal. So if you want the minimum, those are the minimums that you would need to do. So Maxine asked the questions, so when could she go back to going to the gym and working out? Now, the reason that I had asked Maxine not to was because, as with all patients, can you zoom in here, Emma, for me? We as chiropractors, what we're doing is that we're looking at how the brain connects with the body. Because the brain controls the muscles that move your bones, that allow you to do what you want to do. Pick up a weight, throw a weight, exercise, all of those things that we expect our body to do. But if that connection from the brain to that muscle isn't working, then that muscle is not going to work, the bone joint is not going to work, and you're going to either have stiffness, ache, pain, you're going to have some kind of symptom. Now, when Maxine first came, her muscles were quite weak. When we tested you, there was some weakness in certain parts of your body, especially the major muscles that support. But we've been doing some treatment now for a couple of weeks, and we've noticed quite a difference. And I was just telling Maxine a very interesting story. I had a gentleman in yesterday. He was in his 40s, and he'd had low back pain for 20 years, but he was still playing football once a week for an hour. He was going to the gym 3 times a week, and he was doing running on the treadmill. He was cycling, and he was also doing weights. And he would do that 3 times a week for about an hour or so in the gym. When we tested him, Maxine, I'm going to do my little guinea pig head for me. So we tested one of his major big flexors. So pulling up towards you. So Maxine is rock solid, as she should be. When we tested this gentleman, Maxine, just let it go. That was the response that I got from him. There was no power there at all. Now that's not good, because what we're doing here is we're testing the major hip flexors. And if the major hip flexors aren't working, in particular the psoas, then you're in trouble, because that will create stress and strain in your back constantly and cause pain. Low back pain is one of the symptoms you'll get. Now, the other things that we tested were his glute muscles, because the glute muscles are really important because they are the workhorses, they're the power muscles that allow us to get up from sitting, to move, to walk, to run, all those things with a combination of other muscles. But they are the workhorses. So when we tested them, so push out from Maxine, and Maxine is, as she should be now, rock solid. But with him, I could push him in with just using my fingers, because the muscle wasn't activating. And yet there he was, 3 times a week, going to the gym, playing football for an hour. So how is that possible? How was he able to do all that and yet have all this weakness and have low back pain for 20 years? Because he was just working through the pain. The reason that he was able to do that was because his body was in compensation. So his body was using other muscles. So what he was doing was that he was using these muscles right here, right, the rectus spinae muscles, to work for the glutes. So when I touched him here, it was like hitting a brick wall, which it shouldn't be, because those muscles should be nice and soft. They should be soft because all the other muscles that are meant to be doing this kind of movement are working. but they weren't in his case. And that is because what had happened was that he had problems here in his spine that sends the nerve supply to those muscles in the glutes and the core muscles, which weren't working properly. And that's why he was getting the low back pain. So even though you might be going to the gym and think you're okay because you're exercising and you're just living with a niggle or living with the pain, please don't. Because all you're doing is you're aggravating the problem. You're making the matter worse because you are using other muscles to do the work. For example, if I was to lift this weight, right, I'd be using my bicep. But if I've got a problem in my elbow, right, and I'm going to use my shoulder to do it instead, because that's what the body does. The body just uses another part of your muscle group or another joint to do what you want it to do. Think about it. If you have a tiger standing in front of you, right, you've just broken a leg, what are you going to do? You're a survival organism. You're going to get up and you're going to run. And you might be doing all kinds of weird and wonderful things with your body, but your body is going to go into maximum compensation to allow you not to be eaten by that tiger. And that's what we're doing though all day long. We're doing that all day long because that's how we are coping with the stress and the strain that we put on our bodies every day. And if there's a problem that isn't being dealt with, that's how the body gets through the day. But it will let you know through pain. Okay, so please don't suffer, please don't be in pain, especially with Christmas coming. Why would you want to be in pain over Christmas? Give us a call here at Bedford Chiropractic Clinic and be like Maxine. Be stronger, be better, and be happier, and come and get yourself sorted out. Follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram. There's always useful information coming from us, coming from me, and we're here to help you. Do share this video out to your friends because it's important that people understand that just because they're able to lift a weight up doesn't mean their body's working well. Just because they're able to run doesn't mean their body's working well. Don't be in pain. Give us a call today. Bedford Chiropractic Clinic, Dr. Sandy with our lovely Maxine, giving you some useful information. Share it.